you feel a good spirit. That's a word I would describe Chinx as. He was an energy. Like, anytime he came in the room, the energy changed. Even if you argue with somebody, you're not in a good mood, his energy made you change.
He changed my life for the better.
The words of wisdom and everything he would do for me. Like, he just really wanted to see me grow and prosper. You don't get that from like many people.
You don't meet a lot of good people, or you don't meet other genuine artists that actually want to help you do something.
And if you got a chance to be around him, you'll see something special. Walk in the room, like a light over him. I swear, it's always been like that.
He's already made an impact far beyond what I think he would even realize had he been here.
You never in a million years see yourself in this position. Whether it's losing somebody so close to you or even him feeling like, oh, I'm gonna leave today and not ever come home.
The way I work, you know what I'm saying? It's just bound to happen, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't work as hard as I work and just don't gain nothing out of this shit.
His work ethic was inspiring. I don't care what you did in life. If you was a corporate guy trading stocks, if you saw that man work, you'd trade more stocks.
He's a fucking workaholic. Like, I got it from him.
And he would go in and work 2, 3, 4 days straight, like a machine.
You know, my nigga, I done left my nigga in the studio after being up with this nigga for like 4 or 5 days and come back later on that night, my nigga's still recording.
But you listen to his mind, I'm slave to my own grind. He was a slave to his own grind for real.
You couldn't do anything else. You wasn't going to sleep. You wasn't like, when he was in work mode, it was work. And I never wanted to take away from that.
That's his work ethic was crazy.
He wakes up with his laptop and going through beats.
He would always want to be in the studio making music.
So many late nights going to the studio, on the train, the bus, to Harlem, and then to 5, 6 in the morning.
Cause one thing he always said, yo bro, if we don't make music, we can't make money.
Me and him just come up here and knock out 5, 6 joints a day. We just kept doing that shit, man. If we was in here for 3 days or something, we had like a tape, 2 tapes.
He outworked the worker, that's how he was.
And his lyrical game was just so dope.
Chinx style was unique. Like, not a lot of people out here is rapping like that. Like, and if you ask me, I honestly think he dumbed it down.
Like, he sat in the studio, pen game was crazy.
He just will work hours, countless hours, just keep going, keep going, keep going. Like, he'll hear something while he's recording something and just like hold on to it till the end and just like keep going. Like, he just kept working.
We used to go to sessions, we used to pay. At one point, we used to see people come in, sit there, smoke, drink, waste their time. And we used to just sit there and be like, nah, we ain't gonna be like them. You know what I'm saying? We got an hour. Look, how many songs we could get done in an hour? My nigga be in that studio in his slippers and basketball shorts, making magic.
Chinx always has this thing that he would go into the studio because he'd come up with hooks all the time, he'd come up with a verse all the time. And he wouldn't finish records.
Damn, my nigga, that's a joint. He said, I'll get back to him, never get back to him. He'll start a whole new project.
It'd be this hot ass record, or he'll email it to me and it's just a hook, or it's just a verse. And I'm like, bro, that vibe that you had on that record, you may not ever get that shit back again. Like, why don't you finish these records when you're in the studio? So I want to say we had that conversation maybe 3 months before he actually passed. And from that point, he had made the decision that every time he went in the studio to make a record, he was going to finish it.
And he was teaching me like, yo, just whatever you do, just finish it. So I just got into that mode of just finishing records.
That's why the catalog grew so much, because within that 3 months, every time he stepped into the studio, he made sure that the records were finished.
See, Chinx's fans, they know him from his musical catalog and, you know, watching videos and hearing stories about him. But if you got time to spend with Chinx, like if you really build a bond with him, or, you know, was in a room with him and caught a bit of his aura, like you would have realized that Chinx is really like a special guy. Like, he was really one of a kind. He was different.
Chinx is one person, the type of person you meet and you just fall in love with.
He was cheeky. Like, he was smooth. He was like how Mace was, like laid back. Like, he always had swagger.
The first name he ever had when we was kids was La Crisco. We used to call him La Crisco because he was fly.
Like, homie was a really good
good person.
Just a real down to earth brother.
Like, I would always see him on the phone with his friends, and before he hang up, he'd be like, I love you, bro. Like, he was never one of those afraid to tell his friends that he loved them.
Yo, bro, I just want to say I love you, man. You're a good dude, Clips. Keep your head up. Don't worry about it. You used to say shit like that.
Yeah.
Little simple shit like that means a lot, you know what I'm saying? Like, who does that shit?
Like, I love you all. You used to be like, yo, I love you more. He'd be like, I love you more.
It felt like just family doing what family does. Every time I was with Chinx, it was always genuine.
He was definitely a very caring person.
I always do the prom, like the big prom was like 5,000 kids after parties and stuff. And 2 years ago, he was one of them. He did with me. I just called him. I'm like, yo, can you pull up? He came perform 4 songs. Anytime I need him there, he was always there. When there's stuff like that for the kids, he always came. He never asked for $1.
Whenever I met him, he was like, yo, just stay like that, bro. You're perfect like you are.
Chinx was like a mentor, a big bro to me. He definitely kept me focused. He really inspired me to keep doing what I'm doing right now.
The type of chemistry that we had, he said the universe don't put people in positions for no reason. So I always kept that and ran with it.
So made me think. I think back now, it was like he had to be like an angel on earth, and I didn't really realize it until he was gone.
In 2014, Chinx and his management team, they decided to drop the drugs off of his stage name. And the timing of it was perfect. You know, it was a branding strategy that worked because as soon as he dropped the drugs, is when he like took off. Like, it couldn't happen any better.
And then I said to Chinx, yo, we got to get rid of Chinx drugs. We got to get rid of the drugs. But I don't want to lose your fan base.
Oh, he was like, yo, Bino, man, I'm changing the drugs. I'm taking that off Chinx, you know what I'm saying? I understood why he had to do it. He let me know, listen, I did it for the money. It is what it is. I can't promote something that says drugs on it. I gotta go with my name now.
And that's how I came up with the whole powder. See, to white people that don't look like nothing. It says just Chinx, but to the hood, that's still the drugs.
My image is not drugs no more. We was in the hood. That's what it was, drugs.
But that's when people realized we were serious. You know, sometimes people don't realize when you're serious about your craft until you take a change of, especially your name.
We call him drugs. We call him, that's his name, been drugs for years. And we just call him drugs. A lot of people
I still call him that, drugs.
That's why you get around certain people. Yeah. I feel weird saying Chinx. We call him, we call him drugs.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna get fresh, I'm gonna throw on a watch, and it's Chinx. You can put the drugs to the side. I put the drugs down.
Something drastic happened. You could tell. He didn't tell me. And I can go as far as back the Floyd Mayweather fight.
He was running around with Janelle all crazy. Like, they came here. They were just here in Miss Living Room for the Pacquiao fight.
So I gets over to Big's house, and guess who was there? Chinx. That threw me for a loop off the top right there. I was just like, yo, bro, what you doing? You ain't call me, tell me what's up.
And it was funny because their relationship had like a renewing.
Him and Janelle at that time was real close. A little bit closer than usual for the recent, things they was going through.
Them as a team, they were rock solid. And I was happy that I got the chance to witness it.
So it was like, wow, okay. All right, bro. All right, I see what you're doing.
Like, his Instagram activity changed. Like, you see, like, he more showing the family and everything. He really wasn't big on that. Altogether, I guess everything was lining up for him. His record deal, he realized that family was important, so everything was coming full circle.
Even the relationship with his kids throughout the years, I watched him transition from not knowing how to be a father to then wanting to spend more time with them, trying to find ways to build with them and understand them as children. Like, everything was I can't, I gotta be here, so where it was like, okay, I know I have to focus on my kids. Every Sunday is family day. Nothing gets done on Sundays, no work, no business. His main focus is I'm not going back to jail ever. And I refuse to put myself back in that box when I know I have a talent that can take me somewhere else.
The week before that, like, he would call more often. Like, shit that had nothing to do with cutting hair. Like, yo, bro, I'm just checking up on you. I just find that weird, different. You know what I mean? But I was like, whatever, it's just Chinx.
Coming to the last weeks or whatever, we started watching documentaries on Tupac and Biggie and some other people or whatever, just trying to get like the feel of it, the or whatever, but you could tell that it was something else that was like eating away at him. Like he felt like something was happening. He started getting real closer with his loved ones, like with you know, even me and the fam, Biggs, Stokes. Like he just started like, you know, expressing himself a little bit more. He's one of those people, like, you know, you can't just approach Chinx like that. You know, he has to invite you in. You know what I mean?
But he just like, he was happy, but the things that I was seeing him do now, you know, when you see your friend happy, you like, oh, I'm happy for you. I'm proud of you, bro. You know what I mean? You're getting into your groove. You settling down. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to be doing. That's how you're supposed to be doing it. Yeah, nigga, boss up. And then afterwards, it's like, man, damn, I wonder if he knew, you know? And when you string it together, you're like, he had to know. He had to have some type of intuition to feel something.
He wants us all to go to like Grand Adventures or some shit like that. What's it called, the Six Flags? Yeah, he wanted to go out there and shit. So nah, man, you go with your fam, man, spend that time with him.
We did a family day. If you go on the gram, you actually see, I had my daughter. He had his son and his daughters, and we went out Great Adventure. So you scroll back in the Instagram, you'll see. You know, we did like family day. He had a Sprinter. He wanted to do an old school, getting sandwiches in the car, a trip like with your parents when you was young. We did it like that.
The week before that, he called and he wanted to just chill and take his kids to Six Flags. And for me to bring my kids, but I can't make it because I had to work.
I mean, everybody was saying the night that he went out, he called so many people. He called me and told me that he was coming here. I'm getting dressed. I'm coming over. I'm going out to the club. Okay, cool. See him wait for him to come. He never came.
That's why the talks me and my nigga had about death and all this fuckery shit, I started telling my nigga, stop talking like that, my nigga. Niggas ain't gonna do like that. Nigga, we gonna die together. That ass.
It meant a lot to me to watch him just grow from the loose, I don't care about nothing and no one to do what I want to do, to actually like, no, I have little people that are watching me that I gotta set examples for. And he was determined. He was determined to show them better.
Due to all of the details and speculation surrounding around Chinx's death, you can't help but to ask, was it a setup?
There's no way that. First of all, we live in Queens. You know, we come from Far Rockaway, we come from the bottom. You know, everybody knows Briarwood is not the hood.
It's not adding up. I had about like $5 grand on like 50,000 in jewelry. Nobody takes none of that, so.
I don't know if it was professional, but I know he was definitely set up.
I don't think it was random, and it may have been a hit, whether it was professional or not. Like, you don't have to necessarily be professional to, you know what I mean, creep up on somebody and do something to them.
It definitely was an assassination because it was an execution. We're taking him out, and there's no doubt about that. He wouldn't even surround himself with the nonsense because he just knew he had too much to lose.
He was cool. He didn't bring that over to the table that have you running around like, yo, I want to kill Chinx.
For you to fire 16 rounds and empty out a whole clip, you were trying to make sure that he was gone.
Being that smart man and he got killed, I know he wasn't in no bullshit. My mind overthinks everything. I look at everybody. I mean, it's sad to say, but it is what it is. It was a setup in some kind of way or another. You know what I'm saying? It was calculated.
How big is this shit really? That's the question.
The haters up here. I'm saying the haters on Wall Street right now for the highest bidder. You know what I'm saying?
Still wake up like every day with my stomach in knots, just trying to figure this whole thing out. But
that shit don't sit well with me. I don't give a fuck. That shit don't sit well with me. You know what I mean? And it never will.
Scariest thing is when you don't know if the motherfucking shots came from the inside or the outside. Always watch your motherfucking back.
In this world that we live in, there's a lot of hate. There's a lot of jealousy. There's a lot of things that people want that you would have, and if they can't have it, you don't know what they would do to get it.
You can't believe that everybody love you. You can't believe that every handshake or every smile is a friendly one. You never know what's in the heart of Man.
The person that did this wanted to see him gone and stopped at no cost. It was personal.
Like I tell niggas, Far Rock killed Stack. Outsiders killed Chinx.
Don't get me wrong. We may not know everything, but it's somebody that knows something. The question is, what are y'all doing about it?
Because unfortunately, that's what you deal with in these cases. It's sad to say, but when you do your homework and you do your research, one, this is when it comes to the hip hop industry, it's sad to say that it doesn't make any sense why it just seems to never be a case solved.
But like my mom's always said, what's in the dark will always come to light.
Found myself picking up the pieces of me that you discarded. So this is what they talk about when they say broken hearted.
Like, I'll never forget the day when it happened. I was in my room. It was like 6:05. I got home and I was sleeping. And Vinyls came running in my room and he was like, "Yo, they shot Chinx." I'm like, in my head I thought it was a dream. So I just, what? I went to sleep. And he shook me, like, "Yo, bro, they shot Chinx." And I just like got up on my bed like in cold sweat. Like I didn't know what to, I froze for like 10 minutes, honestly, just sitting on the edge of my bed because I didn't know why is he still alive?
The way I got woken up thinking it was him. There was a police officer calling me, telling me that they needed to get his mom's phone number because he was in the hospital. And that's how I found out he passed. So I'm waking up to what I'm thinking is a call from him and say, "Yo, fall him downstairs," or whatever. And that's the news.
5 or 6 in the morning, I got a call from my nigga Clips. He's the barber. And he was all the way in like PR or some shit. Cancun or something. And he called me, he's like, "Yo," he's like, "Chinx got shot."
They stepped on my little campfire, put it out. Wings broken, will I fly again?
I got the call that next morning. His cousin calls.
Next thing you know, my little sister knocks on the door. "Yo, they said Lionel dead." You said Lionel dead? What you mean?
Sammy gets on the phone, I'm like, "Yo, bro, Chinx got shot." He's like, "Yeah, I know." And I'm like, "Okay, you know, I'm about to ask him like what hospital he at." But before I could get it out, he's like, he passed away. So
you only get one shot, ain't no second look. Wish I could take a trip and see how heaven looks. Getting off the blacktop was my motivation. Where the snakes play fam, but ain't no relation. Get yourself together, grab a
yeah, I think you over something.
Even though I'm dealing with the same devil.
Yeah, that shit hurt.
Feeling that this beat is so angelic.
That shit hurt, nigga.
But I'll be back after 4 years and a wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.
Somebody did the wrong thing because I opened the phone, I see the missed call, I go to the text, I see the first text that Chinx is dead. And like, you beat, like, me just, I mean, I had my daughter granted, but still, I just beat myself up because I felt like, in a sense, not that he knew what was gonna happen, but I felt I should have been there and I could have maybe, make this left, make this right, just natural instinct.
So I went to my crib. So I ain't get in my room in seconds. His wife called me. "Yo, Live been shot." So my thing was to go over there and scream at him. They say, "Yo, my nigga, you come on, man. You know better to be anywhere you're supposed to be." You know what I'm saying? Not to get there and hear my best friend is dead. That shit still hurt.
And that's all I can remember saying the minute they told me that he was gone. It's like, all I kept saying out loud was, what do I tell my kids? What do I tell my kids? What do I go home and tell my son? Like, he was glued to him. Like, their bond was different than anything. Like, he lived for that little boy. I didn't get to come to him until, like, I got that phone call at 5 in the morning, so they were still sleeping.
As soon as I see my family, everybody break down, we all break down. To wake up and hear that shit was just like, felt like I was in a dream that right now I can't wake up from.
Next thing I know, I got a call from my security guard, Lefty, at the time. He was just like, "Yo, crazy shit happened." I was laying in bed and dropped the phone. It's like, this ain't real.
you know, Janelli called me. She called me 6 in the morning. I think it was about 6. Chinx got shot. And I'm gonna be truthful. When I got the call, I was devastated. But I was like, he must have got shot in the arm. Maybe he got shot in the leg. He gonna be alright. You know, I've been shot before, so I'm hoping that's the situation. He gonna be alright. But you know, that's not the case.
And I was just like, I was like, what are you talking? You know, it was how? Like, you know, this kid is not a troublemaker or not in the streets. Like, what are you talking about?
See, he the last person I thought would go for something because he just wasn't into, you know what I'm saying, the bullshit, the way he was at, where he was going. And you know what I'm saying, it's just kind of like, when you get to the hospital and you see everybody, that reality set in. And, you know what I'm saying, that's a day that I feel like yesterday. That shit would never, that feeling, that reading the text and getting to the hospital, that shit would never, I remember that shit like so vividly, you know?
So many people go past and get past like, okay, I miss him. Like, he has a month. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to pick up his son, and his son knows that his father is dead. It's not like, how do you comfort that? A 5-year-old boy knowing his father's not coming back. What, you know, how do you explain that? Teenage girls that's just coming into their own don't understand what the fuck the world is. Like, you can't explain that type of shit. And you can't justify it. Don't give a fuck what the circumstances.
I just learned that you gotta appreciate people while they're here because you never know when they're gonna be gone.
Sometimes I feel like people love you more when you're dead. You know? Sometimes I feel like they almost wait for you to die to support you. Oh, he was about to blow, he was gonna do this, he was gonna be that nigga. Bitch, I've been that nigga. You just waiting for me to get smoked to say I was that nigga. You wanna mourn me, nigga? That's what you wanna do? You wanna mourn me? You wanna be like, but that's us as a society. We almost infatuated with that. People die, like then we celebrate. We celebrate. We wait till he died. We celebrate. Oh my God. Like, it was the greatest. It was the best. Oh my God. I don't know, man.
Like, I got that. This world is nasty. Like, this is my second time going through some shit like this.
It's rare where we from Far Rock. People, I mean, you see the odds is against us already. Niggas don't like fucking with niggas, first of all.
We come from the environment, from the hood. Motherfuckers get killed every day. We go to jail, shit like that happens, but certain shit like you just can't understand.
Look at what we gotta go through just to survive.
Niggas grew to be men and learn to be trying to be corporate now. I mean, when you come from the slums, you trying to better your life and better yourself and better your family, better your friends.
So it's the imbalance that society is giving us that it's just like, if you want to win, you can only win one way. No, it's not true. You could do it, but we don't get that enough. We don't get the you can do it. You ain't got to be the person in front of the camera. You could be the person behind the camera. You could be the editor. And if you want to be nice at something, follow somebody who's nice. Don't hate. Get next to them and see how they did it. Figure it out. Mentors. Like, we don't have enough of that. What I find with Welcome to JFK is the people that have touched it and listened to it as a complete body of work are amazed.
I still listen to that album still today.
That's a dope ass album.
I mean, it's like a hood chronicle.
The cuts you used to let me hear, I was like, damn, my nigga, you about to shake the block with this shit, man.
Messing with a lot of things that was going on and when it released, man, and I think it's still good to this day.
A lot of the music on Welcome to JFK was so profound and prolific in the sense that, you know, you had him talking about contemplating dying. You had him doing things like go get it, motivating you, telling you what to do in the streets, how to get rich and what it takes to go and get this money. Like,
nobody gon' tell you how to get rich, nigga. Nobody gon' tell you how to get rich, nigga. Gotta learn to know. Oh.
Like the way he was spitting, he was like a sermon. Like even the first song, you know what I mean? I thought that shit, I told him we was in the car, so that shit sound like some revolution shit.
I don't care if you working out in the gym or you studying for your master's degree. Like, it's something on there for you to listen to and get your mind right.
It's just crazy. Like, his album was dope. Like, I could listen to it straight through because it was really a good album.
I listen to it all the time. Where he was going with that, I see. When I listen to the music on the album and really listen to it, I said, damn, he was better than I really knew. He was really good. Like, he was really dope. Like, boy, and it just made me feel bad to see him not live that out.
Because it's an album that you can put on the first record and run through to the last and not skip one song.
I love the album. You know, you can't beat that type of body of work. That should have been one of those top albums of the year.
There's some girls, there's some guys that just want to hear something in their iPod that just plays, you know, like they get them through their day. And he had records like that. Then he had turn-up records that made you want to, you know, just jump around and bounce.
I was in the studio for more than 75% of it. I gotta tell you. I heard so many songs that he just put to the side that didn't make the album that was so crazy. And the way he formatted Biggs, I give him his credit too. The way they formatted the track listing, the album, they kind of made it a movie. The way they added stacks in the beginning, I thought was truly amazing.
It was a beautiful, bittersweet moment. It really was. You know, to watch this album finally coming out after he worked so hard and everybody watched him grind for this moment. It's like, it's a beautiful thing to know that he got that far to make it happen, but it was just so depressing at the same time because it's like, he's supposed to be here enjoying this moment. We're not supposed to be enjoying it for him. We're supposed to be celebrating with him.
Got the Rockwood, probably like 740 waiting in the parking lot of Best Buy. Got there, I got like 2 copies out of that one. And I went to the one in Long Island at Green Acres. I got 9 copies out of there and left a little bit for the fans and shit. It just was surreal because the last person to actually drop the album from Far Rockaway was probably Fall MC.
Definitely that album dropping and that stuff coming out. Like, I felt real proud of him.
Like, to see him not be able to enjoy that, it's hurtful.
Yo, it was a hurtful feeling, but I prayed to him, I talked to him, because sometimes I just talk to him, like, I mean, not out loud, but just in my head, I just talk to him, I have talks with him. And I just like, yo, you won. Like, I'm saying, you did it, I'm proud of you. I'm saying, I still let him know that.
That's what he wanted, that's what Stacks wanted, that's what we all wanted. So for that to happen, and you could actually go into a retail store and purchase it, it's like everything was just fucked up that he wasn't here to see it.
As a manager, I probably have the biggest responsibility because there are so many opinions outside. And there's what perception is for a lot of the people that may have wanted him to do this, that, or the third.
My only concern was knowing how anal Chinx was, picking the right records. And my only question was these the records that he really wanted?
He wasn't in control of putting out what he wanted. So of course, management, labels, everything they're gonna do things the way that they want to do things. You know what I mean? He may have had crazier stuff than the stuff we heard, but he wasn't here to say, all right, I'm gonna present that to the world.
It's not a lot of thought that goes into these types of projects. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to wonder what he wanted. You know, we communicated that on a regular basis, and he was very explicit and implicit as to what went where and how. So my responsibility is just to execute.
According to Nelly, it was a complete album, which he was okay with.
So the importance of each person doesn't supersede what I feel like is and should be true to what his legacy is.
What my opinion on the album, I probably would have went with like a mini documentary or something and probably add like 4 more songs of Welcome to JFK because people still didn't get the full bang of that. You feel me?
Welcome to JFK was always like supposed to be the introduction the reality is this is the closure of a chapter, you know, and people have to understand, like what I was just saying to you. If you don't want him to die, you never will, because he's still dropping gems from the grave. First we were gonna do Legendary because one of the tracks is, but Stacks has a mixtape that he did with Clue called Legends Never Die, and we've been throwing that around and coining it since this happened. You know, there's a lot of people that call themselves things. You know, he didn't ask for this title, but it is who he is.
If you're a fan of Chinx, you're gonna go get it.
Fans are gonna wanna get that music. Like it's just like on some Tupac stuff. Like you wanna hear as much as you can possibly hear. Like if it's footage that's unreleased, like you're gonna wanna see it. Like so it's definitely gonna be received very well.
Put talent in the room. Real talent in the room. You're gonna get great work.
I'm quite sure he got good music that he's gonna put out that they're gonna, you know, they're all gonna gravitate to.
Chinx has so much body of work. You might get 2, 3 more Chinx albums.
They still been looking for Chinx. They still asking for it. It's like, you know, he was taken too soon. And the catalog, the shit that he's got now, it's like, it's crazy. It's doper than that shit. Like, it really is.
You're gonna hear him in his rawest form, in the sense that, yeah, you know, he still got the street in him, but he just smoothed it out and cleaned it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
There's not another Chinx out there. There's one Chinx. Like, you know, and you just gotta make sure the music is right behind it. That's it.
If you ask me, whatever they put together, as long as it's authentic Chinx shit, it's gonna sound good. I'm quite sure it's gonna sound good.
I always say, if it's great, you don't never have to explain it. Ever.
You know, I listen to the album, sometimes I imagine where we would be right now. We'd probably be overseas somewhere right now. Seriously. I know he already booked shows for Dubai before he passed. You know, he had it going on. He had things popping before he passed. I'm around him. Like, we going to Dubai, yeah, you know. Then we gonna go to DR. You know, he was talking big.
He was just about to like be at his highest peak. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he was always with French and it was like French and Chinx. But he was just going on his own.
We're signed to the same label. So I know what was gonna be happening for him for that record and all his other records, On Your Body. He had a radio record that was dope. He had a street record. Like he was transitioning. You never thought Chinx would have made a radio record. He just was like making music for the streets, for the people.
That's what kind of bothers me. Cause with music always evolves. What you gonna hear from Chinx is basically like Chinx in his evolution stage. You're not gonna get Chinx right now. And I wish we got to see Chinx right now because it would have been a whole different ballgame in this music industry.
Music for days that I can that was really catching radio buzz. He was moving. He just needed. He was right there. He was at that point before his demise, right before the real superstardom.
That would have been the starting point to like a crazy career. You know what I'm saying? Like he had a lot of great joints on it, and it's just sad that we weren't able to tour off of that. Because you know, with touring, you know, you get familiar with a lot of people. People get familiar with your music. So it was like they would have been able to hear a great album.
You know, he was glowing before he passed. You know, he was definitely on his way to being his prime.
People don't understand that developing stage is the most important. But when you get to that peak and you basically spitting that shit, ain't no motherfucker stop you. He was on his way to his peak. And he was gonna be there for a while because the way he was in his mannerism, he would have been there for a very long time.
So his legacy gonna forever live on. His music is untimely. I listen to old shit when he just was getting on, and some of the shit I'm just catching it. I used to be in the studio with him, and to this day I'm still catching certain shit he said.
Cause we gonna make sure Chinx's legacy is gonna live on forever because long live Chinx.
Understand, legends, as much as we're talking about him, we sitting here doing post interviews a year later. The dude was legendary. He will never die if we don't let him.
Between his wife, his family, me, Viking French, like we all gonna make sure he always lives on.
And his legacy always gonna live on, especially through me. Definitely.
I don't miss a day when I DJ every day. There's not a day I don't miss a Chinx set.
As long as I'm you know, I'm alive. I'm playing his records. You know, whether it's in the club, on the radio, whatever. You know, my mixtapes, I'm still screaming it out. You know,
his legacy for me is huge. I feel like we have to prove that whoever did this, he's not gone. Like, he's still here with us.
You now can't talk about hip hop and not put him in a discussion. Point blank, period.
Like, I really want him to be to a point where when you mention Big Pun, Big L, Pac, and Biggie, that you mention Chinx.
Like, he was really on some Pac shit. The kid has, man, he was really on some Pac shit.
We from the bottom, you know what I'm saying? Niggas don't come from the bottom. That's legacy alone, you know what I'm saying? You rub shoulders with whoever the best, Diddy, whoever, and you stuck out, you know what I'm saying? So nobody's legacy is gonna live forever.
Having his music still makes us feel like he's here with us.
Chinx has a lot of great music, and you know, there's more to come. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, he'll always live on through us.
I'm always gonna ride out for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, say if I'm at the Grammys and I win a Grammy, I'm gonna shout him out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's certain things that little things that will always matter, that I know that he cares about.
And I ain't letting my foot off these niggas' necks. Like I said, I'm bringing the hustlers and killers to the Grammys, and we're gonna shout out Lionel Pickens first.
Yeah, dang, I'm in deep thought. Like, I think about this shit like, who was the first person? Don't give me that Adam and Eve bullshit. Who was the first person who to put the dick in the pussy? Like,
Chinx was such a fucking clown, man. He didn't know how to be serious on a day-to-day. If you were a friend, like, he loved cracking jokes.
All he wanted to do was joke around all the time. Like, he'd be serious. I'd be DJing when he would come to clubs to host parties with me, and he would say something slick in my ear. Like, you're not that handsome. And I'm just DJing, it has nothing to do with what's going on.
He was always making jokes, like he always made me laugh. We just always hung out. It was always good times when I was around him. Like, he wasn't really serious around me. I don't know how he was around other people.
You could be mad at him, and before you can even really be mad at him, he'll say something and break the ice, and then you sitting there like, oh man, I can't even get mad at him.
I find myself randomly looking at videos of me and him. Like, there's times where I go look at our text thread just to see the dumb stuff we would be talking about.
Spontaneous with his humor. Like, he'll just come off like out of nowhere with something funny in a quiet setting.
Chinx was more of a vibe. It didn't matter the type of music, because he was, if you ever watch like certain footage of Chinx, he's playful or he can be dead serious. So if that beat don't have that knock, that beat don't have that soul, he was not touching it.
Favorite song that he always had to do was Right There. Cause he just like to look at that bitch right there, that bitch right there. Look at that. Like, that was his favorite shit to do. Like, that was the one song, like, regardless of what city, what town we was in, like, we had to do that one. And me, I always felt like I'm a Coke Boy was his like biggest, which was his biggest record, but it was just like, if all else fails, we had to go to Right There. We had to do Donkey on a backside, she holding, like, that was his shit, like, you know, that was his favorite record.
It was this record called Take It Easy. Now, I think he ended up using a piece of it on Mano Records. He's like, it's something I want to tell you. But the other end of it is like, take it easy. Why life got to be so hard, so difficult? When is he? And it was just like, little boy, just pump the brakes. And it was just like, damn. So he always had something deeper in him every time. And that's what made him a great artist to me.
I know the sheesh, even his mixtapes is like the best. I always promoted him on a different level. Like, I mean, right now, like, what drives me crazy, oh my god, if you ask anybody who knows me, when couple niggas come on or Dope House, forget it. I go into full force performance mode. It's like I am on a stage, I become literally him. My friends laugh at me so much because when them two songs come on, and no matter where we go to, whether it's a club, restaurant, lounge, if there is a DJ, you're going to play Chinx songs.
What he said on that shit, some shit like, your talk don't coincide with your walk. Nigga, I'm the king of swagger, rings of bling, the cream I'm after. You niggas is cookies and I'm about to lock the magic, run up on them, dump up on them, dispose the magnum. Homie, you all up. This post that happened, blood's keeping it popping, Lokes is cracking, type of shit you want. Don't get your face ripped out like a coupon, spread out like poupon. That boy was a beast early.
He said killers hopping out that van like a soccer mall. Pray Allah that your skin be thick as 5 Qurans. Rolling up the, we said burn up the road, y'all the trailblazers to the alphabet boys, one tailgaters. I swear to God they plotting in them huddles. Praise due to the most high stack bundles. I said, God damn, nigga. When he said that shit, I was like, so that's the best verse I ever heard you rap, ever.
Never miss a beat, slave to my own grind. He said my jewelry, Mr. T. Like, shit like that. But that defines him. Like I said, it's just a short bar, but to know him is just be like, yo, nah, this nigga lit as shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? This nigga really like lit as shit. And it's like not one song that stands out to me. It's just little lines that, and it should be true.
I'm a motherfucking coke, boy. That shit be making you hype.
Nah, that's my shit, because that's what we came out to Summer Jam and the crowd was going crazy.
I'm a motherfucking coke, boy. I'm feeling like I'm trapping.
His wordplay when it came to cards was always dope. Like he always had something to say like, oh damn, I forgot the spider line. It was like carbon fiber spider. It was some crazy shit.
Bodies, that was my shit right there. Bodies. Yo, that shit. Body and couple niggas. That yo, my son. Do it for the love, nigga. He master the glove, nigga. See what's gonna happen. Trying to see pop with blood, nigga. Word. Word, nigga say, yo. IG lock at these niggas' comments. Frank saying different violence. Nah, yo, you know what's crazy? My nigga made me his hype man. That shit blew my mind. I'll never forget this shit. Yo, no, fuck Summer Jam. I'm in my house. This nigga come to my crib like, yo, Viking. I said, yo, he said, yo, bro, you wanna be my hype man? I said, hype man? Fuck out of here. He said, yo, bro, my nigga, you the only nigga that know me and know my music like that. I said, come on, you serious? I said, my nigga, I'm too big to be fucking jumping on the stage with you. He like, yo, nah, you got to. I said, oh, fuck.
And then all of a sudden, Chinx come out with like this big ass, you know, like sneaker thing behind his back. And he started doing his Scarface. Take a look at me here, man. Like, take a picture. And he starts doing his Scarface talk, and it's just like we start busting out laughing, and then once he starts, friends start going.
Genuine, you know what I'm saying? Like, he had this vibe about him. Like, he was so human at the end of the day. I wasn't expecting it because, you know, like, I'm from Long Island, so it's mad times, people over there, and like, you know, him being from Far Rockaway was like tough. We heard that sound, and it was like we looked, and we didn't even really look. It was just like a boom. We was just out, and I didn't even expect him to be that fast. I was like, yo, Chinx, you that fast? He was like, yo, bro, you never know, you know, and it was just funny. I'm like, yo, man, you remember? I didn't want to say it right now. I was just like, yo, you remember drugs? And she just looked. She was like, you let them call you drugs?
So we was in a crib and shit. He was like, yo. He said, nah, that ain't my name no more. My name's Daddy Shampoo. I'm like, what?
So I pulls up, so the nigga like, walked his back, like starts singing, but like on some Jamaican shit. But he was serious. He was serious, but he was playing. Shit was, I swear to my daughter, shit was called Reggae Warrior. Yo, he named it, cause he did it more than once. Yo, I swear to God, I cried eye water tears, my nigga. Yo, I swear to God.
Stupid,
he was like harmonizing like a Bob Marley, like he was doing some shit like that.
Yo, he said, put your hands in there. What's your name? Nugget. So what you got in your pocket? That was like 2-3 years ago. Yo, this shit was so funny. He taped it. Shot him with the Nerf gun. I'm like, yo, this nigga shit is stupid.
TNT, and I can't let it go. I'm just being me. G ain't for no gutter, that's the G in me. We was both stubborn, wish I would've called more. Didn't think anybody shoot up your car door. It was nobody else's, was only our loss. Got me praying to God, feel it was our fault. Should've kept him protected no matter what he said. Cause we was family and family ain't all about the brand. Everything out of love, I tried to show you that. But you ain't listen to your brother when he told you that. Now it's like I gotta close the final chapter. Used to tell me you and Stacks is my favorite rapper. I told him he was my favorite too. And there was many attempts I tried saving you. Told you stick to what you know, you got your chance to blow. Wouldn't even think that it would be your time to go. Wouldn't even think it happened right after the show. Like they ain't want you to shine right after your glow. After the breakup, we make up. Tried to get our cake up. It feel like a dream, my nigga wake up. They don't wanna see a young black man make it.